Hello everyone and welcome to another of Qwizical's Guides to with me Qwizical, and today we'll be looking at the sixth vowel, which is Y. First off, I'd like to apologise for my channel's brief lack of content. As you guys probably know, I am a student, so I've had my dissertation due. That's due in about 9 days' time. I think it's pretty much finished. But this is my final year of uni, so I'll be completely swamped with everything, so the content will definitely be appearing a lot less often than usual, but hopefully I'll still be able to get some content out. So without further ado, let's get into our example using the sixth vowel. So this is a game I've already gone through on my channel. It's part of the APSP Masters series, and I figured it would be a good idea to revisit this again, in particular focusing on the Y. Where is it? It's over here. Y. So why is the Y so important? It functions as both a vowel and a consonant in the English language. So you'll notice words like rhythm, where the Y acts as an I, but also say words like carroty or day, where it's a consonant. You could argue whether it's a consonant or a vowel, but that's not the point of this video. That's just not what we're here to do. We're here to look at how the Y is useful in a game of Scrabble. So the Y is actually really flexible in Scrabble. Because it goes with both vowels and consonants, it makes it a lot easier to use. But it does have its downsides, and it does mean it's incredibly more difficult to bonus with it. So for example, if you're looking at this rack here, I mean, two I's and a Y is terrible together. I mean, if we were really lucky, right, we'd have agility here. And that's probably one of the few bonuses that, is quite easy to see that's going to have a Y in it. But as you can see, the Y is at the end of the word, and because the Y can only be found in specific places of the word, so it would be at the end, or perhaps in the middle, it's just rarely at the start and rarely anywhere else in the word. It just makes it a lot more hard to bonus with, so you're going to be less likely to want to keep Y's. But the best part about Y's is that because it does go so well with consonants and vowels, that it can be really easy to score a good 30-40 points on a board with a Y and the rest of your rack, because it's just so nice to have that scoring potential when you don't have a bonus. So if you're immediately thinking about places the Y can go, you've got spots like here. So we've got Yagi for 29 over here. We've also got Yagi over here for 32. And there's one other spot that we visited in the game, and Y's are incredibly good for hooking on the end of words, especially nouns to turn them into adjectives. So a word like klutz takes a Y to make klutzy, and that gets us 59 points. So it's always, whenever you've got a Y, it's always important to look at what's on the board and think, would this word take a Y? Because it could be really great there could be a really great spot on the board, and maybe you just end up overlooking it because you're looking at a Y and you either want to get rid of it really quickly, or maybe your board vision just isn't there. So it would be really great if the Y's got some more respect that they deserve, especially in scenarios like this. So Y's are also really useful when you've got, say, a rack full of consonants or a rack full of vowels. So I'm gonna add me some consonants, hopefully. So Y's are really useful because they act as a vowel. So Y's generally double up as eyes. And it was great in a game of Scrabble that you're able to use your Y as a consonant dump and as a vowel dump. So in this example, you know, there are vowels floating, but you can play something like trip. And trip gets a lot of points. Well, I say it gets a lot of points. It gets a lot of points for the fact that you've not actually got a vowel on your rack. Because most of the time when you've not got a vowel on your rack, it's pretty terrible. But because the Y's also function really well... Ooh, I didn't know that. Ooh. Y's also just double both ways, just a lot of the time. They just work really, really well with a lot of things. Of course, if we were on the other end of the spectrum and our racks, say, look like this, could probably think of the interjection that it's going to end up being. So something like IE, you know, while you don't have the consonant on your rack to be able to deal with the rack properly, and you may consider changing, you actually got a really good vowel dump using your Y. Now, of course, Y doesn't go well with all letters. It's pretty horrible with I's, and like almost every tile apart from the Q, it's pretty horrible with a U as well. But generally, it goes really well with loads of other letters. So it's really important to use the Y's and realise how flexible they are and how they can really help your game. So summary time! Yay! Summarise. The Y itself is just generally more difficult to bonus with. I mean, how many bonuses do you see with Y's in them all the time? I particularly find them really hard to bonus with because you tend to try and place them at the end of the word or the middle of the word, and because they're limited to a specific place in your word, you're kind of really limited to what you could play. But despite it not being great to bonus with, it's great to score. As you saw, you could score 59 points in one of my examples with that. So you've got incredible, half bonus possibilities with your Y. Of course, you need the right letters, you need the right board, but Y's generally can get a really good solid 30 points, and if you're looking to score, then a Y is probably going to be your go-to tile if you don't have any power tiles left, or no bonuses. Point number 3. Y's work well with both vowels and consonants. So like I showed you, if you've got words like IE, you can play words like that and, you know, clean up your rack. But you also can play it with consonants, and a large chunk of consonants, using it as the 6th vowel I. And that enables you to clear usually about 4 or 5 tiles from your rack, and that makes it really, really convenient when you're trying to clear up your rack and you don't particularly want to change. Now, the one thing that I haven't talked about so far is that Y is not a good blocking tile. And because it's so easy to score with, because it works with vowels and consonants, it's just one of those letters that you just can't really block anything with, because it takes like A, E, O, F, M, B. You know, of course, those letters aren't too difficult, and they aren't too easy to play either, but if you're trying to block down a bonus, Y would kind of be the last time I'm using. But of course, it all depends on the scenario, and it all depends on the board, and it's just so many factors that I could be here forever if I try and explain every single factor related to one particular aspect. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed yourself, I hope you learnt something, and I hope to see you next time for more of Qwizical's Guides to.